Hey there, Gut Harmony family! Today we're diving into something a lot of us deal with, but most people don't love talking about. Constipation. Sometimes the fastest way to fix constipation isn't another quick fix at all. It's addressing what's quietly slowing your system down in the first place. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 common causes, the most effective solutions I've found, and the immediate relief strategies people reach for. What helps, what to watch out for, and why some things stop working over time. And please stick with me until the end, because I've put together a simple, step-by-step 7-day digestive health challenge to help you conquer constipation for good. And that challenge is the payoff. It's designed to be doable, even if you're busy, stressed, and you just want your body to feel normal again. Also, for your convenience, we've included the sources of the information in the video transcript, and you can find the full bibliography in the video description. Now, I want to start with this. Constipation affects so many people, myself included. It's that sluggish, bloated feeling that just throws everything off balance. For me, it always starts with feeling uncomfortable, almost like my body is saying, hey, something's not right. And honestly, it used to be a topic I never wanted to talk about. But over time, I've realized how important it is to address it head-on. Because let's face it, we all experience it. And when you do, it's not just physical discomfort. It can mess with your mood, your energy, and even how you approach your day. I know what you might be thinking right now. Okay, but isn't constipation just one of those annoying things? Like, take something, move on, don't overthink it? And I get that. When you're uncomfortable, you don't want a lecture, you want relief. But I'm not here to scare you, and I'm definitely not here to make this feel complicated. I want to help you understand what's going on in a simple, realistic way, so you can stop feeling stuck, stop feeling bloated, and start feeling like yourself again. Because constipation isn't always random. Sometimes it's a signal, your body's way of asking for better support. And if you've ever had that feeling of, why is my gut doing this to me? You're not alone. Here's why this matters for gut health. Constipation isn't just about not going, it's that whole body sluggishness. It can affect your energy, your mood, and how you function day to day. And for a lot of people, it shows up as bloating, discomfort, feeling heavy, feeling off, and just not feeling like you're running smoothly. If you've ever felt like your digestion is dragging, or you're uncomfortable and impatient because you just want things to move, this is for you. And it's also for you if you've noticed constipation tends to show up during stressful seasons, or when your routine changes, or when your diet and hydration slip a little. Because in my experience, the big 4 usually come down to this, especially fiber, hydration, movement, and stress. And I'm going to show you how those connect and what to do about each one. Now let's break down the mechanism. Science made simple. What's happening in your body, in plain language? Step 1. Your intestines are designed to move waste along, kind of like a steady conveyor belt. Step 2. If the stool is too dry, too small, or not getting moved along, it slows down. Step 3. When it slows down, your body can pull even more water out of it, which can make it harder and harder to pass. Step 4. When you're stressed, your body can shift into fight or flight mode, so digestion takes a back seat, and things slow even more. And step 5. If you keep relying on certain quick fixes, your body can start expecting them and respond less over time. And what does that feel like? It feels like bloating, like sluggishness, like that uncomfortable, I don't feel right in my own body feeling. Like you're waiting for relief that won't come. Micro summary in 1 sentence. Constipation often happens when your system is under-supported through fiber, water, movement, and calm, so everything slows down and dries out. Now we get into the part you really want, the do this plan. And I'm going to give you both sides of the solution here. What you can do for immediate relief, and what you can build for long-term results, so you're not stuck in the same cycle. Let's start with immediate relief strategies, because when constipation hits, all I want is quick relief. I'm sure you can relate. I used to reach for over-the-counter laxatives, hoping for a quick fix. and they helped for a while. But I realized that relying on them too often wasn't sustainable. At one point, I found myself thinking, just one more time. But that one more time became a habit. And eventually, I noticed my body wasn't responding the same way. It was like the laxatives were losing their effect. That's when I spoke with a doctor and learned something important. Frequent laxative use can actually make your intestines dependent on them. That was a wake-up call for me. So the doctor suggested magnesium citrate. And magnesium citrate works by gently drawing water into the intestines to soften things up. I'll be honest, when I used it, it worked wonders. But you have to watch the dosage, because too much can send you rushing to the bathroom. I've also experimented with vitamin C, and I love that it's natural and boosts the immune system. But I had to be careful. Taking too much gave me stomach cramps, and that's not the kind of relief anyone is looking for. It really is about finding the right balance for your body. What works for one person might not work for another, and that's okay. You'll learn as you go, and I've also tried herbal remedies like senna and aloe vera. They're natural, and they can be effective, but you have to be careful. They can be too effective. I remember trying senna tea, and let's just say I had to stay very close to the bathroom that day. It was a bit of a learning curve for me. So now I only use those kinds of things for immediate relief if I truly need it, and I prefer to focus on long-term solutions. Because over the years, I've learned that while quick fixes are tempting, they don't solve the underlying issue. And for me, the root causes often came down to diet, hydration, and movement. So here are the long-term steps, the do this framework you can actually live with. Step 1, increase fiber slowly and consistently. What to do? Start adding more fiber-rich foods into your day. Why it works. Fiber helps bulk up the stool, making it easier to pass. And here's my real-life example. I used to think I was getting enough fiber, but I was way off. When I started tracking it, I realized I wasn't even close to the recommended daily intake. So I started small. I swapped out white bread for whole grains. I added more fruits and veggies to my meals. And I even sprinkled chia seeds into my smoothies. Now, quick caution, because this matters. It wasn't always easy at first. There were definitely some uncomfortable gas and bloating moments when I increased fiber. But once my body adjusted, I felt so much better. It was like everything was working smoothly, literally, and the bloating eased up. Step 2, hydration. Make water a daily non-negotiable. What to do? Drink more water throughout the day. Why it works. Water helps soften the stool and keep things moving. And here's my example. I used to drink water here and there thinking it was enough. But once I made it a point to drink more throughout the day, I could feel a difference. I carry a water bottle with me everywhere now. It's such a simple habit, but it makes a huge impact. Step 3, movement. Give your digestion a gentle push. What to do? Add light movement into your day. Why it works. Even light exercise can help keep things moving. And here's my example. I'm not someone who loves the gym. So for me, it's less about intense workouts and more about just getting the body moving. Daily walks, stretching. It's like my digestive system needs a little encouragement sometimes, and a short walk can make all the difference. Step 4, stress support, because your gut and brain are connected. What to do? Practice mindfulness and meditation, even just a few minutes. Why it works? When we're stressed, our body goes into fight or flight mode, and digestion takes a back seat. And here's my example. There was one particular time when I was overwhelmed with work, and that's when constipation hit me the hardest. I was swamped with work and personal life stress. I didn't feel like myself at all. I was irritable, bloated, and downright miserable. It felt like my body was reacting to stress by slowing everything down. And it taught me something crucial. Constipation isn't just a physical issue. It can be a signal that we need to take better care of our overall well-being. That's why I started practicing mindfulness and meditation. It's been a game changer. Even just taking a few minutes to slow down, breathe, and be present has helped me feel more in control, not just of my stress, but also my gut health. And I've also heard that cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can be really helpful for those with stress-related gut issues. I'm even considering trying it out. Now, before we move on, let's make this easy. Here's a quick checklist you can start today. 5 simple actions pulled directly from what we just covered. Drink more water throughout the day and keep a water bottle with you. Add fiber with small swaps, whole grains, fruits, veggies. Sprinkle chia seeds into something you already eat, like a smoothie. Move your body lightly. Walk, stretch, gentle movement. Take a few minutes for mindfulness or meditation. Now let's talk about myths, mistakes, and don't do this. Because constipation can turn into a cycle when we unknowingly lean on the wrong habits. Mistake number 1, thinking over-the-counter laxatives are a harmless long-term plan. Debunk. They can help in the short term. But when I relied on them too often, they became less effective. And I learned from a doctor that frequent use can make your intestines dependent. Replace with behavior. If you need immediate relief, consider gentler options and focus your real energy on long-term habits: fiber, hydration, movement, and stress support. Mistake number 2, going too hard with natural remedies because they sound safer. Debunk. Natural doesn't always mean gentle. For me, too much vitamin C caused stomach cramps. Senna and aloe vera worked, but they could be too effective. Replace with behavior. Use balance. Start small. And if you use something like magnesium citrate, watch the dosage because too much can send you rushing to the bathroom. Mistake number 3, thinking constipation is just physical and ignoring stress. I didn't realize at first how closely connected the gut and brain are. But when I'm anxious or stressed, I can almost predict constipation will follow. Replace with behavior. Build in stress-lowering practices like mindfulness and meditation, even 5 minutes, so your digestion doesn't constantly get pushed into the background. Now, a quick safety and considerations section, because this is important. First, constipation is personal. What works for one person might not work for another, and that's okay. You'll learn as you go. If you're using supplements or remedies like magnesium citrate, vitamin C, senna, or aloe vera, start cautiously and pay attention to how your body responds. Dosage matters, and if you find yourself relying on laxatives frequently, remember what I learned the hard way. Your intestines can become dependent. Also, if constipation is persistent, severe, or you're worried about what's going on, it's always a good idea to talk to a healthcare professional. And please focus on personalization and starting small. Small changes are what becomes sustainable. Now I want to share the part that really changed how seriously I took this. At one point, I developed hemorrhoids after a particularly rough bout of constipation. And let me tell you, it was no fun. Itching, pain, general discomfort, and that experience made me realize something. Ignoring constipation can lead to even more serious issues down the line. I didn't want to risk things like fecal impaction or even surgery. That was my wake-up call. Constipation isn't just a minor inconvenience. If left unchecked, it can lead to long-term health problems. And I'm all about prevention, rather than waiting for something serious to happen. And honestly, this is why the gut-brain axis matters so much for me. The more I've learned about the gut-brain connection, the more it makes sense. When I'm anxious or stressed, I can almost predict that constipation will follow. It's like my gut is telling me something is off and I need to pay attention. Our emotions play such a big role in how our digestive system works. And I've noticed that when I take the time to calm my mind, my gut responds in kind. So let me ask you, have you noticed constipation showing up during stressful seasons? Drop a comment and tell me, does stress hit your gut too? Now, here's what you've been waiting for. The 7-day Digestive Health Challenge, Conquer Constipation. This is the step-by-step plan designed to help you make small, manageable changes that can improve your gut health and keep constipation at bay. And remember, this is the payoff I promised at the beginning. Let's do it. Day 1, hydration kickstart. Your goal today is to drink at least 8 glasses of water, 64 ounces. Here's a tip. Carry a water bottle and set hourly reminders to take a sip. And if plain water isn't your thing, add lemon or cucumber for flavor. Day 2, fiber boost. Your goal today is to add at least 1 high-fiber food to each meal. Tip: start with small swaps like whole grain bread instead of white. Or add veggies to your meals. Get moving. Your goal today is 20 minutes of light exercise. Tip: a walk, some gentle yoga, or even just stretching. Anything that helps keep things moving. Stress less. Your goal today is 5 to 10 minutes of mindfulness or meditation to reduce stress. Tip: try a guided meditation app like Headspace or Calm. It's amazing how much your gut will thank you. Day 5, try a natural laxative if needed. Your goal today, if you need it, is to use a gentle remedy like magnesium citrate. Tip: be sure to drink plenty of water along with any supplement you take. And remember, watch the dosage because too much can send you rushing to the bathroom. Day 6, fiber check-in. Your goal today is to ensure you're eating at least 25 to 30 grams of fiber. Tip: balance fiber with hydration for the best results. And remember, if you're increasing fiber and you get some gas or bloating at first, that can happen while your body adjusts. Day 7, reflect and plan ahead. Your goal today is to reflect on the changes you've made and plan how to keep up the good habits. Tip: take note of what worked best for you and keep building on those wins. And here's your tracking method for the whole challenge. Keep it simple. Each day, write down what you did, how your body felt, and what seemed to help the most. And the results to watch for are the real-life things that matter. Less bloating, less sluggishness, more comfort, better mood, better energy, feeling more like yourself. By following this challenge, you're on your way to healthier digestion and a happier gut. Keep building these habits, and you'll notice long-term improvements. All right, quick recap before you go. Today we covered why constipation isn't just uncomfortable, it can affect your mood, energy, and daily life. How the big drivers often come down to fiber, hydration, movement, and stress, and how the gut-brain connection plays a real role. And a doable 7-day plan to help you conquer constipation with small daily actions. If you want more videos on gut health, wellness, and simple habits that actually work, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. And for your next watch, you might really like a video that goes deeper into how stress affects your gut and what to do about it day to day. Thanks for being here, Gut Harmony family. Take care of your gut, take care of your whole self, and I'll see you in the next one.